It's really hard to psych yourself out when you see your money is going down the drain with the market, as you have money actually invested in there. But with patience in due time, you see that turnaround and reversal, and this is what we're experiencing right now. We had seen NASDAQ dip under 15,000 points and then rebounded 4,000 points in 1 month. And that is the play that the government is doing on us. Sometimes we don't realize it, and that's why we got to be careful. It's best that you stay in the market than panic, especially if you don't need the money. If you need the money, completely understand. But if you don't, be patient. In due time, things will rebound. You can never predict how long it's going to take. Combination of it is the whole 90-day pause that Trump had said that he's going to delay the tariffs on some countries. This week, he had agreed with China to delay tariffs for at least 90 days, which is a good sign. That means they're talking, they're negotiating. Like I said before, they need each other. China has the cheapest way of making things, and it's efficient, effective. We are not that efficient at it. At the same time, China doesn't have as much consumers or spending power as much as we do. So they need us to spend of what they make. So we keep each other's economies flowing that way. I did not see this battle going out too long. It would have been a loss for both sides if they didn't come to common grounds to agree to meet with each other. Yes, you have the other smaller countries. In Mexico, they make cars. In Canada, there's a lot of lumber and different parts for housing. When it comes to China, a lot of the supplies that everyday people use, including clothing, commerce, it comes from there. They just got it down to so much of a great science. Why rebuild something when it's already worked? We're going to be looking at our $10,000 portfolio and our $1,000 portfolio today to see how we've been performing. These two portfolios were established not at a point where the market dipped or anything. It was at a random time in December of 2023. I wanted to see how we can progress when it comes to a one-time investment of $1,000 and $10,000. $1,000 portfolio. We gained a little bit. As you remember, we were almost at the 50% mark in terms of value. So we lost almost half, but not really half. And you see that we're gaining traction back because we're heavily invested into crypto-based stocks. Xpeng is the only one that's in profit margin right now, up about 50%. Everything else is down quite a bit, but it's making a comeback. Nikola is completely bankrupt, so we lost all our money there. Lab is working its way back up to where it needs to be. Some few things are going on with it. And then the top three here are all crypto-based stocks that we're seeing up top here. VRAR, a friend of mine told me about this. I believe in them for the long term, not the short term. Beyond Meat, I still buy it. That's why I believe in it. They're eventually going to figure out how to make themselves more profitable because the demand is there. It's just figuring out the cost side as well as the revenue side. $10,000 portfolio. All right. So we are almost back in profit margin with a $10,000 portfolio. I really feel by the end of this week, we are going to be back up to where we once were. We peaked about 40 to 50% in profit margins about last year. So I think we will get there once the rally really goes to that point where it just takes off. The thing is, these rallies creep up on you. Should I get in now? Should I get in now? Maybe I should wait a little bit. Maybe I should wait a little bit longer. And then you miss out because you waited too long. And then when you actually want to get in, it's already too high. And then you're like going to feel salty because it came back down. And that's where you want to be patient with the investment. But at the same time, there is no perfect timing. If you can't figure out the perfect timing, the best thing to do is disperse it out. If you have $1,000 and you're like, man, I'm trying to figure out the right time to do it, maybe do $250 now, $250 in a month from now, another $250. So that way you're spread out. When you spread out that way, you lessen your risk and you're more likely to find a better timing. This is not financial advice. You got to do your own due diligence and see what works for you. What do you have patience for? The most proven and effective way of investing is the passive way to do it. You're more guaranteed to make money that way. If you're buying the broad market like QQQ, you are exposed to 500 of the largest companies, and you can't really go wrong with that because you're consistently, recurrently buying into them. It goes up, you're buying. It goes down, you're buying. On average, the market does this. It does not does this, or it does not does this on average. It does this, right? It doesn't go one way or the other, and that is why if you're dollar cost averaging buying on a recurring basis, you're more likely to follow the same trend of it going up and down. Yes, you're going to experience these dips that happen, but they're going to come back up higher than they last went up. Do not be afraid. This is not, again, financial advice. But you got to take some risk when it comes to investing and building wealth. I'm seeing my 401k retirement went down about like 30% in a month with the whole thing that happened. And I'm seeing it come back up to the price value of where it's at. And when these things come back up, they usually peak higher than they were before. People start going crazy. They start pouring a lot of money. The demand rises exponentially in such a short amount of time, and it just creeps up on you out of nowhere. And that's why you want to recurrently buy. Right now, all my other assets I'm keeping locked in. I am doing a recurring buy of Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as QQQ. I'm only allocating $200 on these recurrently. No matter what happens, I know I'm investing $2,400 every month inside of the market. Whatever comes about that to be in a year, 2, 5 years from now, I'm pretty confident and positive that it's going to be on the positive side. Unless Jesus Christ comes back, the world ends, and we're done for it, then all this don't even matter. And that's why the recurring thing, that's what you got to think about. For me, at least, that's how I approach it. It's like, what's the worst thing that can happen? Although I'm young, I can experience a lot of volatility now and embrace for the impact. But for the long term, I think I'll be okay. It's just, if you're closer to retirement, you want to be careful how you're dipping into the market. Of course, if you're a long-time investor, you bought these at pennies and cents, and now they're like thousands, you're killing the game. But for those of us who don't have as much in retirement, we're getting closer to that retirement age, we want to be careful in terms of the volatility of the investments that we are doing, because we want that slow, rapid growth that doesn't dip as much when the markets react badly. It dips a bit, but it's not crazy. If we look at some of these assets here, I have ITYX, a mutual fund, ARGFX, another mutual funds. ITYX is technology based from Invesco, and ARGFX is Ariel's fund. And then you got GDLC, which is a broad. So if you want to get exposure similar to one of those mutual funds that gives you broad exposure to the market, Grayscale's large digital cap fund does that. So it exposes you to multiple different crypto-based stocks that they own. Then you have Litecoin Trust, Bitcoin Cash Trust. Those I'm really waiting for the rally, because when these two rally, it goes crazy. Bitcoin, we are up quite a bit. We got in pretty low. Nikola, again, like I said, we're bankrupt. Then we got Lab, Neo, long term. Workhorse, I don't see no hope in there. T-Doc is high probability it won't make it. And then go to educational space. We're back in the green with that one. Tau should be back in the green too if the trajectory goes up. And Jemiah is making a comeback too. XBank straight killing the game, straight killing it. STRR, it was more of a gambling stock for me. And then Law, I knew about them, but it doesn't seem like they're doing pretty well. Rivian, long term, baby. Rivian, I'm seeing a lot of them on the road, and I'm pretty confident that eventually they're going to figure it out. They're going to figure out how to become profitable. Beyond Meat, y'all already know, because I'm vegan. Paymentus is doing so well. We have double pretty much the amount that we invested in. Matic is going to make its comeback. Matic is going to come back. And then we got Litecoin. We're in the green. Ethereum Classic. We're getting there. And then Doge, we're killing the game with Doge. Look at that, baby. Like, we pretty much more than doubled what we invested in Doge. And Shiba Inu, we're up quite a bit. So our crypto is coming back slowly and surely. And overall, we're still negative in that portfolio, but we are very close to being back in the green. So I hope you found all this insightful. This is not a gambling trick. This is a patience game. When you're investing, you want to invest recurringly. Although I use this as an example to show you that if you invest in one time, keep your money there and just be patient, you will eventually reap the benefits of it all. It's just, you got to ride these up and down waves of the market. There's no way to time any of this, but if you stay consistent and not try to jump around, dabble here and there, of course, unless that's your investment strategy, you're a day trader, that's different. But if not, if you don't have that experience, that expertise, don't do it. Take your time and really own in on some investments that you truly believe in. You believe in the company, their values, what they stand for, what they're about, and you understand their business model and see how they either will be profitable in the future or how their business cannot go out of business for the long term. Like, share, subscribe, drop a comment below if you have any questions for me. Peace and love. Trust in Jesus. Have an amazing one.